Today I'm going to be teaching you about impulses in Circuits V2. First of all, you want to grab out your maker pen, open your palette, and go to the Circuits V2 tab. After that, you want to search chips, scroll down, go to physics, and right here you'll find the three types of impulses: impulse add, impulse reflect, and impulse set. Now, if I grab a button V2 for, demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna wire that. Now, for the direction, the object states which player or, object is going to get affected, and this is just the execution pin for it that actually tells it to happen. Now, for the direction, you need a vector value, which is a yellow pin. If you just want to go up, then you can just simply grab a vector create, set the Y to 1, and then set that as direction. Now, if I press this, as you can see, I get hit up by the button whenever I press it, or rather the impulse. Basically, an impulse add, any impulse speeds that get applied to you will add onto each other. So when you're falling down, it won't just keep putting you upward, because you're adding the speed, so you're still getting more downward speed. But anyways, one thing that the impulse set doesn't have is it doesn't have a max impulse speed, because you're always setting the impulse. As you can see, if I hit it, I'm always going to be hit up the same amount of time, or the same amount of distance. The impulse set will always, just completely override it with a new impulse. So if you want to have something that feels a bit more jaggedy, but probably more stable, then an impulse set would be where you want to go. But if you want to have something more smooth, unlike flying, or flying is a bit smooth, but as you can see, if I do that, then my speed completely changes. That would be more like an impulse set. For the impulse reflect, it's supposed to reflect whatever direction you put into it, but I don't specific. Because as you can see, I need additional speed. So I'm just going to set this at the 5. That's normally on them. Alright, so if you keep reflecting, then you gain more and more speed. And since there's a max impulse speed, if I turn this up to 80, alright, that makes more sense. And for the speed multiplier, you can just go 10. And whenever you reflect, it'll multiply the height you go. So if I just turn this up to 100, as you can see, I get sent to death, aka upwards. But that's basically just how impulses work. So if you want to use this information to create zero gravity, or maybe flying, bird wings, whatever you want, it just allows you to move the player in any direction in any way you want. So if you want to use that, then you can. As always, have fun with your CV2 creating.